Maybe life is just all about having as much fun as possible while you still can. And maybe different people have different concepts of fun. And maybe that's okay. You know, I used to overthink it. Like, there was a time when I was like really proud of the fact that I was working all the time. And I think I mentioned it before in the video. It was like, I don't really have to do that. Or rather, I had to do that back then because I had no leverage. To an extent, I still don't have leverage, but that's just because my concept of what it means to have leverage has been changing over time. And I think this won't change. Like, I think I'll advance in my career and I'll have like all these different accomplishments and I'll have like all these different tracks, I guess you might say. But to me, it still won't be like as much leverage as I possibly can have. Because again, like the more I advance, the more I understand what's possible, the more I understand what's possible, the more I start realizing basically the distance between where I am and where I could be. And like yeah, like while I was bragging about, I would okay, calling it bragging is kind of crazy, but I guess it was a brag, right? I would be bragging saying, oh yeah, I could work like 16 hours a day, and then I soon realized there are some people who don't work but still get things done. What's the difference between me and them? It's the fact that they have more leverage. So I try to get leverage using media, which is these videos, but I still haven't figured out a way to actually leverage that in my business. Um, or rather, maybe I just like maybe it's just a thing of building enough momentum just by doing a lot and then finally having it like start flooding through. But until that moment, I just have to keep being consistent. But yeah, like I recently came to an understanding of, I guess, a better understanding of life, maybe. And it's just that, like, you know, maybe life is just all about like having fun. You Other people have different concepts of fun. Like some people might not find their work fun, but they find their weekends fun. So they do things on the weekend that bring fun into their life. Like they'll go to these clubs and have fun. I'll call that fun, I guess. Um, and that's okay, you know. Some people might like choose to like not work like at all and just have fun again. And again, that's also okay. Because at the end, like if you if you want to be okay with where you are, then you have to be okay with where other people are. Or you have to be okay with what other people are doing. Because like at the end of the day, they're just taking action just like you are. And their actions have consequences just like your actions have consequences. I think like there's not really that much of a difference between you and other people, you know? All of you are just trying to figure shit out. Um, and that's okay. um, maybe like overthinking it is incorrect, I feel. So maybe you just have to figure out what your definition of fun is and then just start living like that. I know I have a ton of fun when I'm building automations and I have a ton of fun when I'm learning new things. And so my days are literally just me doing that, like again, again, over and over. Of course, it manifests in all these different fashions. Like it could be me having conversations with people on things I don't understand. Um, And they'll just hear me saying, "Oh yeah, interesting, interesting." They won't even know what the fuck is going through my head. I'm just like putting all these different concepts together in my head in all these different weird ways. This could be me, you know, again, like building automations like I was doing right now. So I could tell you what I'm doing is I'm trying to build an automation that basically handles crypto transactions for me. And I realized that to do that, I have to find a way to learn how markets move. So I was watching a video from like the best scalping trader in the world right now, and trying to learn, like I'm learning like auction market theory, learning fair value gap theories and things like that. It's really interesting, especially when you start considering like how all these concepts came about. I, at the fundamental level, it all goes down to like um, how much people think something is worth and what they're willing to sacrifice for it. I guess there's buyers and sellers. So buyers want things for the, like everyone wants things for the best price possible. Sellers want to sell for a high price. Buyers want to buy for a low price, and the market will always correct like in the right direction. Basically, if there are more buyers than sellers, the price is going to go high. Because sellers are dictating the movement, so they they have the right to dictate a higher price. If there are more sellers than buyers, of course, it's going to go low. Um, and it's kind of crazy how like you can link this concept with all like different things as well in life, especially when it comes to the idea of life being a sacrifice and just all being about what you're willing to pay to get things done. Right? Are you willing to spend time learning this skill? Um, are you willing to spend your energy, um, engaging with this person because to you, that's an actual, like a really important thing for you. You know, life really is all like life is really whatever we make it at the end of the day. So if you're gonna live life, you should just be trying to have fun. Um, and I think now that I understand that, like literally when I look at my life, that's just literally what I've been doing my entire time. Like I've just been trying to have fun in all these different ways, whether it was like learning or building or like when I'm writing, I have fun. When I'm making these videos, I have fun. Um, and then like when I look outside of myself, like when I actually take a moment to like step out of my fucking head, and then I look at the actions of other people, and like I stop judging them relative to my own goals, and I start like actually looking at them. I realize that that's exactly what they're doing as well. They're just having fun. It's just that our concepts of them are different, and I think that like I think that's something to consider and to respect as well. Because again, like everyone is literally doing the exact same thing. There's no real difference between you and other people. We're all just trying to have fun in life. Life has like these rivers that you can like step into. And once you step into a river, like it starts like taking you down a certain path, and you can see that path. Like you don't even have to think too much because there are people who are like further down, and you can see like the outcomes that they're getting in life. And I think before the river starts like speeding up, you have the chance to like kind of grab onto something and just get out of the river, you know. Um, and again, that's just like relative to the path that you want to go down. But if you're in the same river, you'll probably get similar outcomes. So, like, which is the most fun outcome for you? You know, ask yourself that, and then maybe you'll figure out the river that you're actually supposed to step into to get that outcome. For me, considering my inclination with like building and learning and creating things, I guess building is a form of creation. Learning is also a form of knowledge creation. So I'm probably a creator. Yeah, I would say that. Um, Considering my inclination, I have decided to not step into certain rivers, and that's just it. Because I understand that they'll lead me in certain directions, and I'll get distracted, you know. And I don't find it fun. Like I I look at the way certain people live their lives, and I just don't think that's fun. I don't see how that could be fun for me. And again, like I think I also make the mistake of like trying to rationalize this, and there's nothing to really rationalize. It's just not. It's just not. It's just not who I am. It's just not fun. It's boring. People live these boring fucking lives, and I just don't get it. Um, but again, like yeah, it's just they're in a different river, and I don't have to step in there. I choose. I get to choose where I step in, and I get to choose which current I flow down, and that's like really interesting to think about. You know, I yeah, there really isn't much to like overthink. Like life might just be choosing what your definition of fun is, and then just going down that path. You know, very simple. Yeah. Bye.